6 Minutes Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6-minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes Season 5, piece by piece. We are joined here by the voice of Brynleigh A. Pasternak in 6 Minutes, the one and only Ava DeMary. Hey Ava, how are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me, Landon.
Yeah, of course. And this is, it's really awesome, and I've been listening for years, so it's just really exciting.
Yeah, it's very special.
So I have some questions for today's recording, and this question comes from a listener. What arc of Brynleigh has been your favorite to play? The memory loss Brynleigh falling in love with Cyrus in Season 2, or the classic snarky Brynleigh like Season 1 or Season 5?
Oh man, I think the snarky Brynleigh, honestly, because that's where we started, and through the other arcs, she always comes back. You know, like we always see a little sprinkle of snarky Brynleigh, even when she's having like a heart-to-heart with someone. So I feel like that's like the OG Brynleigh, and she's very special to me.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And I think it's interesting in Season 5 that we're seeing kind of a revamp of the original Brynleigh, and she's kind of,
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah. All right, so I've asked this to everyone who's been on the show. What was the first radio drama or audio drama you listened to? When I had Gabriela Scott and Val Gonzalez on, they both said that they first heard an audio drama while learning French, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I don't think I ever heard an audio drama or fiction audio drama before I started doing the podcast. I feel like once I started it, it kind of opened my eyes to the podcast world. So sometimes I listen to podcasts now, but 6 Minutes was really the first thing that I heard, and it's just so cool that they listen to it in schools, and I teach kids acting, singing, and dancing. So sometimes when I'm at the studio, they'll be like, wait, you're Brynleigh. And it's so crazy that people, it's so popular. And
it definitely had a, huge impact. This question also comes from @FreakShow on Instagram. She wants to know, what are some of the highlights of your acting career so far, and if you have any new projects coming up?
When I was 11 years old, I was in the original cast of Matilda on Broadway. And being in the original cast, we performed on the Tony Awards, and we did the Thanksgiving Day Parade and all of those fun shows. So that was a big thing. And then coming up, let's see. I have some things that are out now on HBO Max. And then I did a movie called Isle Child, which is an independent film, and that just went to a film festival not that long ago this year, so hopefully it'll keep going to more, and yeah, just still auditioning and, loving it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, now it's time for the episode, so we're talking about episode 6, of course, and got some clips today. We'll go back and, talk a bit about Brynleigh, and yeah.
Perfect, let's do it.
Can your pea-brains even comprehend the political injustice happening here? We don't even know why we are in here. We have the right to an attorney and a phone call.
They aren't cops, Brynleigh. They're WhittierCorp security.
I think it's really funny because this is I don't even know how to describe it. It's we hear Brynleigh, I guess, being herself really here, and it just reminds me a lot of Season 1. When you first started playing Brynleigh, did you have these expectations of her that she'd become such a big character in the show, especially in those early episodes?
Yeah, in the early episodes, she was in a decent amount of episodes, but definitely not one of the main characters. And then I believe it was like 2019 we stopped after season 2 and then picked back up like 2 years later. And I remember them reaching out to me being like, is she interested in bringing Brynleigh back and possibly being the main character, which I was totally not expecting. But of course I was honored, and Brynleigh is so fun to play, so I was so down for it.
You can look at me all you want with those soulful blue eyes, or try to distract me with how your arm got all tight when the guard was dragging you away and the way your jacket smells. Never mind! I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, and like I also love how we heard those clips from like season 2 of Brynleigh and Cyrus, and like I have a clip for that later on, but I just think it's so funny. But at the same time, like I was talking to Gabriella last week, and she said that she just wants Siley back so much, and like Brynleigh's acting like her old self again.
Yes, I want Siley back too. But that's really funny. Yeah. It's fun to like see them back to where they started and where we like learned to love them and how much growth they've had, and now we're back at square one.
I think that's like it says so much about Brynleigh and Cyrus, and I think it's funny how like they have like a little bit of a recollection.
Yes, the music definitely helps. And it's funny because when we record, we don't hear any of that. So most of the time it's like, oh, we're going to have like the helicopter, so you have to speak louder. There's music coming in. But, as the actor, I'm like, okay, we're seeing a little bit of the recollection, like you said. And so I need to make it sound a little bit different, even if they don't add anything. But it's always so cool hearing like everything that they add to it after.
Something weird happened to my family, too.
Really? What was it?
I'm still talking to you, Brynleigh.
She answered you. Now answer us. What is this all about?
I don't know if you caught this, but this basically goes back to season 1 where Badger is first being interrogated by Whittier, and there's this same like vocal effect that they kind of talked about on Rewind of like, we hear this voice coming through and it's like an interrogation room, and later we find out in the episode that Monica doesn't even know about it, which is super interesting and exciting. So yeah, that's so cool. I didn't catch that from like the earlier seasons. It's so awesome that you can like find those little like Easter eggs, Yeah, I mean, I have listened a bunch of times, but it's also just, like, so much fun for me because I'm like, oh, wait, I think I remember this, but I'm not sure where, so.
We have an arrival time for the Monarch.
WhittierCorp?
No update. I'll check in later. Over.
Wait, you're spying on Mom?
Spying? On your mother?
It's James on such a level. Like, he's, trying to come up with an excuse, and I just think it's so great. And I also love, Lily Brooks here, and, like, she's just, full on going at her dad, and I just think it's super funny. But also at the same time, later on in the episode, which I'll get to it more, but we hear about, Angelica Graves, and, it's really exciting. But I guess, do you have, like, kind of, a favorite scene you've played with Birdie? I'm just curious because, there's a lot of Brynleigh and Birdie in 6 Minutes history.
I'm like trying to remember all of them, but I remember like in the earlier seasons, we always had fun things where we were being snarky at each other, and it's so crazy to hear Lily Brooks, like her voice now, because she sounds so much older and I haven't seen her in person in so long. So I love hearing her voice now.
Yeah.
Are you asking me if I think your mother experimented on you?
Yes?
Well, Bird, can't say it hasn't crossed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I never know what to expect. Whenever we go in for a new session, I'm like, where is the story going to go this time? I'm always so excited to get the scripts because I can never predict it, you know? I'm on the ride just like you are. I mean, I'm probably 20 episodes in front of you, but I'm still figuring it out too.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but it definitely has so many reminders of season 1, and the feel is very season 1 because, you know, I think there is something that separated the original series from season 3 in the sense that, you know, the story was different and it was great, but it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Brynleigh? Maybe, just maybe, we would be trapped in this small dark elevator. And is it me or are the walls starting to close in?
Cyrus, I mean, after everything,
Brynleigh!
I'm just...
Keep working on that sentence. I'm gonna try and find a way out of here. Brynleigh!
Cyrus Anders,
What? Brynleigh!
you might
Can
want
you
to
hear
turn
me?
around, because I think I want to kiss you right now.
Oh, it's awesome. It's like, that's also one of my favorite moments. It was like the second time they'd, ever kissed in the entire show, and it's, there's a lot to it, and it was like just so cool to hear. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, I believe for this batch of episodes, I was alone recording. So I didn't have like Zeph to record with. And it's always like fun when we're all in the same space. It's always interesting again to like listen back to it now with the sound effects and then also with the other person's lines. But usually I'm just reading with Dave. So it's very cool to hear like the full product.
This boy dragging you into some mess?
No, I didn't.
Daddy, can you just take me home, please?
Yeah, sure. But first, why don't we stop in and see your mom on the way?
Mom. Okay.
I have a lot to say about this. I think it's so interesting that, Cadence is back, and it's really exciting. And were you expecting, all that happened with, Cadence in season 3? And I'm curious if you had any predictions about Cadence's mom? I'm sorry, Brynleigh's mom.
I didn't have any predictions because again, I'm like, it always goes in a direction that I don't even think of. But when they brought Cadence, we were talking about it in the story, I loved it so much because it added that new character arc or layer for Brynleigh. And we really saw her heart rather than her snarky comments.
Oh, right. Sorry, boss.
How's that? Better?
Better, 147 CD.
I really prefer being called Casey Dupree.
Tell me what you learned. Flashcard.
Well, the headline is, they don't seem to know a thing.
It's crazy because I came right from listening to the episode, and then I had a friend message me saying that I knew that was going to happen. I was like, what? But it was so great. Yeah, hey, well, Ava, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. It's so amazing to talk to you, and you're just, so nice, and it's really just so awesome. So
thank you for having me. You're so sweet, and it's amazing that you have this and you bring everyone on, and thank you for listening to 6 Minutes.
Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.